Hello and welcome to another episode of Kwesi's Corner with me, Kwesi. Today I'm having a little bit of fun with this beast of a kit right here, Roland TD-50KV. We're doing a bit different today. We're not in the blue room. We are outside next to the window. I'm looking out on Lavender Hill. So you're going to see a bit more of this up next, and we hope that this video is helpful to you in some way, preemptively, you know. See you up next. Here we have the Roland TD-50KV here on the shop floor at Drumshack. This is the cutting edge of drumming technology today. Obviously, we know at Drumshack that there's a lot of there's a lot of videos about this, you know, going into fine detail of its aspects and, you know, various aspects of it, We thought it'd be a good idea just to give you a layman's kind of view on it. Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about the finer details, read from the little thing as well, you know what I mean? It's part of it. Roland, I'm sure they want to see that. Basically, this was set up in the shop, about 4 months ago, I believe. And honestly, I was very skeptical. To be honest, you know, a lot of us who know electronic kits, etc., you know there's a noted difference between electronic and acoustic. It's never going to be the same. I don't compare the two. I was skeptical that this would reach kind of TD-30 levels, or they could surpass the TD-30 levels that had already been set, because the benchmark is quite high in the electronic drum market. And so, you know, I fiddled with it a little bit, and I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, it's all right. Then one of the reps, John Pullen, a friend of mine, who's also a Roland rep, came down, and he gave us here at Drumshack some insight on it. And I was blown away because I didn't know there were that many features packed in it. Obviously, the brain's been upgraded. Yeah, this is a whole new brain. But also they've upgraded, you know, the hi-hat and the sensors that go in the hi-hat and the ride, which I'll go into in a little bit. I'm playing this kit. The pad is different. The mesh pad for the snare is different. And I thought, what's this? It feels a bit, you know, more responsive. It feels a bit like a real snare, a bit more. Turns out they've upgraded the head on the snare specifically. The mesh heads on the toms remain the same. You can see the difference in the rides. The ride is separated is separated bell from edge. So you can hear every nuance in the bell. And in the bow, and definitely in the edge. It's weighted. They've specifically weighted it like a real ride. It's an 18-inch. So it responds like one when you're playing it. That's real cool. You know, you can basically change any aspect of the ride. You can make it a 28-inch ride. You can change the pitch, the depth of it, size of the bell, all sorts of bits and pieces. Same with the hat, same with the crashes. Obviously the toms, you can have a 15-inch snare if you wanted, you know, 16-inch snare, like 16 by 8, ridiculousness. Like, I don't know how to manage to sample all that or get all these down, but it's very, very impressive. They've really taken time to upgrade everything, not just a lazy kind of, we'll put it in a new looking box and sell that to you, you know, because that's what people want to know. This is actually better than the TD-30. In my opinion, very much so. They've made a marked improvement sound-wise. You can appreciate, you can hear it. gonna chime in with some bits. The flagship electronic kit with Ultimate Expression TD-50 module with prismatic sound modeling and all new onboard sounds. Again, as with the TD-30, you can raise the volume of each individual aspect of the drum and the ambience, but it's just so much better. 18-inch CY18DR digital ride provides accurate positional sensing and improved dynamics using an innovative multi-sensor system. Newly developed 14-inch PD140DS digital snare with a high-resolution multi-sensor system for unparalleled dynamics and accurate positional detection. Additional cymbal pads include VH13, V hi-hat, CY14C crash and CY15R crash rides, one PD108 BC tom rack pad and two PD128 BC floor tom pads, and also a KD140 BC kick trigger pedal. You can also play your own WAV samples via SD card on this pad, which is really cool. We saw some of that. You're not gonna see this on the video because I ain't that. Metronome with quiet count plus audio recording playback functions for practice, and a large MDS 50K stand. So basically, I mean, they've upgraded most things on here. Each one, which is a big part of the price increase, is that each one of these is not just a plastic shell, it's actually a steel shell, like a solid steel shell with the mesh head on it, you know, and that obviously raises the price somewhat, but the quality and look of it is greatly heightened. It's got some cool effects on it. Let me just show you this quickly. It's got this kind of technology that, again, I'm gonna deviate from what's on there, but it's got this kind of technology whereby, and I'm gonna put this in here on, basically both the snare and the ride respond to the static in your body. So you got this. So I'm hitting that. I'm not actually touching the snare, but the snare's responding to the static in your body. So the whole transfer from, you know, a full snare hit to a rim click is really easy. So say for instance, I'm playing, really nice transfer on that. So it just increases the realism. Same as on the ride, literally the same static technology. Check this. So I'm not actually touching the cymbal there, even though it looks like I am. So it basically responds like a real cymbal does. And I thought that was... Okay, I touched it now, but you get a point. But it responds like a real cymbal does, or they're trying to get it as close to, which is quite impressive. It's a really big jump from the TD-30 in terms of the kind of sensors they got in this. The kind of sensors they got in the snare are increased tenfold. The hoops. You know, it's that added realism that makes the whole kind of motion of playing drums and notion of playing drums so much more enjoyable, obviously, because when you know it's going to respond, kind of like you're going to hit that and you're going to hear that wood resonance, it's quite satisfying. So yeah, but basically they got some real funky layering technology on here as well, where you can add different layers and triggers, just like you could on TD-30, but even at an even higher level, basically. So we've got some interesting samples on here from songs that we know, and you can choose when you want to trigger something at the beginning of a track, and it will trigger a certain way at the beginning of the track and not in the middle of it. you know, and depending on what the track is, and there's so much depth in the actual customization of the sound and the whole crafting of your sound on this. Like I said, I'm trying not to go deep on this, but there are so many features on this that it's very hard not to. But you can see the other Roland videos for that. I haven't gone too deep. Obviously, just, you know, in a studio setting, I would probably really explore this a lot more. But on the shop floor, you know, there's enough for you to kind of like fiddle with and kind of, you know. But there's quite an array of kits on there, ranging from metal, grunge, funk, obviously the trusty old 808s, and there's quite a disparity between the sounds, even more than they've ever had, to be honest. And I've been quite impressed by that, you know. Remember one thing about this particular kit, as with all Rolands, is that these have been sampled. They're not just sounds that have been crafted, fake sounds that have been crafted. What you're hearing is the sound of real drums that have been sampled off real kits, whether it be a Gretsch or Ludwig or wherever they're used. So different kind of kits for different environments, different sizes, etc., to create that kind of, you know, experience, recording in different rooms, different mic hits and all that kind of stuff. So personally, I've had a lot of fun with this kit. Whenever I am here, if I have a little few minutes, little lunch break, jump on this, run a little double pedal nonsense. But seriously, like, you know, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Really immersive experience. And, you know, given the fact that a lot of people nowadays are living in conditions where you can't particularly make as much noise as you want when you want, if you can afford this, or this is within your set budget, I really feel that it's a good option when you're considering home recording, studio, etc. I really feel that there is a lot that this has to offer, and it would if that's within your budget, if that's within your range, don't be afraid to just make that jump, you know, because another thing about Roland is that the technology remains relevant for a very long time. They won't just jump from this to something else so quickly. And even the TD-30 is relevant. Some of the older models, TD-15, you know, TD-11, TD-9 modules, they still got good bits coming out of it. And now some of those were released like 5, 10, 15 years ago. So you can rest assured that if you're purchasing something like this, you know, it's not like next year it's going to become defunct. Like there's a lot of life you can get out of these, which is great. Roland TD-50KV. I take my hat off to you. I would take it off completely, but once again, we filmed at a time where the trim is not exactly on point, so I do apologize. But very impressed with your kit, and I think for those of you who want to have a look at it in the shop, it's sitting here. If I'm not on it, have a go. If I am on it, push me off, have a go. Because you got an enjoyable piece of equipment there. Yes, and thanks for watching. We hope this has been informative to you. Obviously there are a lot of details about this kit, but we hope we've got it down to a little fine kind of, you know what I'm saying, for you guys. And yeah, look, why is she walking in the road? Silly woman. Sorry, this is quite distracting, as you can imagine. But yeah, thanks for watching, and we will see you next week. Take care.